That the trash will always take itself out. And not literal trash, just people that are not meant to be in your life.
Mhm.
No matter what, no matter how good you are to them, no matter how you deal with the disrespect, they're not meant to be in your life. The trash will take itself out. They'll remove themselves.
And I find that in so many scenarios where I've tried to make things work, or maybe you've been friends for a long time, maybe you cherish this relationship, whatever it is, the harder you try to hold on to it, I think the more it hurts or the more aggressive it is when it ends, I find.
When we've had friends for a long period of time, and you usually see the red flags as they're happening, but you tell yourself, this is my friend. So you give them the benefit of the doubt, brush it off your shoulder, and then somehow they shock you by taking themselves out of your life. And then you're like, wait, you have been disrespecting me left and right, and you're taking yourself out of my life? That's pretty crazy.
So many moments where you're like, am I crazy? Should I even bring this up to them?
Mhm.
Is this worth the argument? In my case, I don't, because I just hate confrontation. I think you're much better at that than me. The result is always the same in the end, and then you are left feeling like, why didn't I end this myself? I knew it. I saw all the signs.
Exactly. Once it ends, you're like, wait, why on earth did I let this person stay in my life for so long? And it could be a subconscious thing, or they could be fully aware of it. And sometimes you find that out the hard way. But if somebody is in your life and they're a little too happy to be there for you when you're at a super low point, or you're going through a breakup, or you lost your job, or anything like that, if they're ready to be by your side, and then the second you seem to be getting a little bit of attention, you're on the come up, you got a new job, good things are happening to you, and they start to get weird with you and sour and they distance themselves, it has nothing to do with you. And it's almost a reminder to yourself that something you're doing is bothering them, mainly because they don't have the balls to do it themselves. If you're feeling someone in your life is super jealous or they can't be by your side because you're triggering them, let that be a reminder of all your hard work and how far you've come, because that's really what they're saying.
And it always makes me sad. And I think a good indicator of that is you put a little bit of distance there. And if that distance is not acknowledged and if it's returned, especially when things are going really well in your life, that this person probably doesn't have your best intentions.
If you distance yourself, even if it's a friendship, relationship, even at work, if you pull back a little bit, a lot of times you'll notice that this relationship was so amazing because of you, because the energy that you were bringing. You make the decision, is this someone that I really want to keep in my life?
Yeah, and it's sad, and I think I felt really sad about friendships and relationships that have ended. You have to look at it like it's a clear indicator of your growth. If you're outgrowing people, that's a really good sign that you're leveling up in your life. And it's hard to see that at first, especially when you have time with people. But as you get distance from it, time goes on, and you do look at it like, well, there was that happened. Time heals all wounds. You start to feel better and you look back at it and you're like, well, that was a chapter of my life, and now I'm moving forward.
Kind of bittersweet because you could had a good run with this person for a long time. Then if things go south and the friendship ends, it's honestly something to be happy about because now you have all this space for what's meant for you to come into your life. Because it's not going to come into your life if it's being drained by all these other external things.
Don't create unnecessary attachments to your friends. You get to choose your friends. You don't get to choose your family. You get to choose your partner, so please, for God's sake, choose wisely. But you really get to choose your friends. And if they're not making you happy, if they're not supporting you, if you're doing really great things in your life and your friends aren't clapping for you, that's a
Mm-mm.
problem. Choose to leave that relationship. And if they do it first, thank them for walking out the door first.
They're not celebrating your small wins, your big wins, and they're intimidated by that or they get uncomfy about that, just know that that's them projecting their insecurities onto you. They don't have it in them to put the effort in to reach that level. They want you to stay where they can relate to you. And again, it could be subconscious. They don't want to lose their friend because they can't get to that point. The fact of the matter is, you're growing and there's so much more to come for you, but you have to let go.
You're growing, you're losing people. I hear it all the time. I hate it because it's sad to lose people, but it's a positive thing and it should be looked at that way.
If there's someone in your life that you have to walk on eggshells with and be a muted version of yourself, no, enough of that.
Say I had this friend that if I sparkled, she didn't shine. You almost felt like in order for this person to have a good time, you had to be less of yourself. I valued and cared about the friendship. I
So
didn't
you
want to.
dimmed yourself
Yeah.
down. You became a muted version of yourself. And that is just the biggest red flag in a friendship. They should be able to put their sunglasses on for a second, be happy that their friend is shining. Next time around, or whatever the case may be, you put your sunglasses on. Like,
Because by the way, if we're out somewhere, we're doing something, and I'm looking at you, and you're having a really good time, and I'm sitting there like a loser, and I'm not having a good time, I'm not desperately gonna get up and go.
if your friend's
Try and have a
having a
good time.
moment, see your friend having a moment of happiness, and the second maybe you're not receiving that same attention, you want to cause a scene or get
Oh,
up
it
and
drives me
leave,
crazy. I've had so many friends like that.
comes from having low self-worth. Why do you need external validation?
Always comes down to external validation. It always comes down to, somebody's not talking to me or somebody's not
Yeah.
giving me attention. They're not
Yeah.
buying me a drink or what. Oh my God. It's annoying. Be there for your friends. Have a good time. If
Stay away from the people that need male or female validation. They need external validation. If you can't show up somewhere and be okay by yourself for a moment, because the reality is when you go out, there's going to be times where other people are having conversations and you're not included in those conversations. Either include yourself or be okay to sit with yourself for 5 seconds. And if someone can't do that, that is not someone you want to be around.
open your mouth and say something, or stop going to the bar with this notion that somebody's got to buy you a drink. I don't want anybody to buy me a drink. I don't want to subscribe to their bullshit unless
If you can't show up to the bar and say, "We'll take 3 margaritas, close the tab."
close the tab.
If you can't do that,
Salt on the rim.
come on. Ladies, buy your first drink. Who knows what the night holds? If you can't buy your first drink, come on. If you want to build your confidence, I think it's important to know that you teach people how you want to be treated. If you are treating yourself like shit, you're just going to accept people treating you like shit. You need to treat yourself so good, fall in love with yourself almost, so that that is going to be the only thing that you accept from other people. Take yourself on a date. I used to be somebody actually that, oh, I want to go here. And I would ask somebody, do you want to come with me? And
Mhm.
if they said no, I wasn't going. I was like, "Ugh, I'm not going to go alone." As you get older, you realize, no, go alone. If someone doesn't want to go with you, do it yourself.
Treat yourself that how you want to be treated, and then also don't allow other people to treat you like shit. You teach people how to treat you based on your reaction to them.
Hmm.
If your friends are talking to you in a certain way and you're not saying anything about it, then you're teaching them that it's okay to talk to you like that,
Yeah.
and that will continue to show up in many other relationships across the board.
Speak up when people disrespect you, okay? Do not let them get away with that. I don't care if you never want to speak to them again after or you want to keep them in your life, whoever it is, speak up and let them know how they made you feel because there's zero reason why you need to live your life with any extra emotional baggage. Oh, you know what? Months later, I should have said this. Oh, maybe I should have called her out. No, when it happens, call it out and move on with your life. You're going to be so much better for it.
It doesn't matter what their reaction is to what you're saying. Whatever they say back to you, not important.
Hmm.
What's really important there is that you said something. You did it for yourself. That's the takeaway there. And the more that you do it, the more you're going to get comfortable doing it. Where when these things continue to happen in your life, you know how to react to them. It doesn't get easier, but you get better. And I think that's the biggest takeaway.
Hmm. And not only that, but you can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Exactly. No,
You
I
can't
fully support and believe that.
call people out on their shit. Some people get away with things and it is out of
Yeah.
control. And another thing on top of that is you can call them out, but also know internally, do not feel disrespected by somebody you don't respect. If there's someone in your life that has been so passive with you and draining your energy and just lost all their credibility with you, Lost all respect
Not take disrespect
from someone you
from
don't
someone you don't respect.
respect.
Don't take advice from somebody you wouldn't trade lives with.
No, but
People,
it's so true.
it is so true. So why do you ask these random people for advice? You don't want to trade lives with them. You wouldn't live your life the way that they live. So why are you taking advice from them?
Do you like the way they talk to people? Do you like the way they handle relationships? What are they doing in their free time? A look at an overview of your relationship or friendship with this person. Do you even have respect for them based on their actions? No? Then why the hell do you feel disrespected by them? No. Say your piece and move on with your life because there's better to come.
There are so many people in your life that are going to come by and try to criticize you and judge you and whatever it is. Don't be the person that's not rooting for yourself. Be on your own team. Somebody has to be.
And also, nobody cares. No one cares about it. No one cares. So
No.
live your life. Why are you suffering?
Like you always say, we're on a floating rock.
We're on a floating rock. Nobody cares. I promise you, nobody cares. And if they care, they're not going to care for longer than 10 hours. It'll be over with. No one cares. Live your life. So I'll leave you with this. Choose the connections that challenge you to grow and support your journey.
And choose people that choose you.
And it's as simple as that. This is First Class Aries and Main Cabin Sagittarius.